easy to sell the 13th floor. So it's a 25-story building. It was designed by Arquitectonica, which is a world-renowned architectural firm that's done a lot of the most highly regarded buildings in South Florida. And one of the co-founders of which, a guy named Bernardo Forbrescia, is in Miami and spent a lot of time on this building and personally came into the process, solved problems, and made suggestions that wound up creating this undulating look that you see in the balconies. The building was, the first edition of it was kind of boring. It was like a box and all the balconies came out at the same level. And we said it has to be a little more exciting. He came in, he's the founder of this world-renowned firm, got on some Zoom calls with us, started sketching, and before you know it, we have this fabulous, unique, and frankly exciting building that has varying sizes of the balconies on every floor. The balconies are a little bit bigger, then they're a little bit smaller, and it creates this undulating feel that goes with water. So it's, that's an example. So the design of it was, it's a first-class firm, and I think everything about the building will represent that. The residences in the building are designed to fit one and all. We've got 2 to 5 bedroom units. They're 1,700 square feet. For the 2 bedrooms, the 4 bedroom is just a hair under 3,000 square feet, and then there's a few penthouse units that are 5 bedroom units that are 4,700 or 4,800 square feet. The units are designed for everything. There's a lot of press that we've gotten that the Berkeley is designed for families. Well, it is designed for families, but that doesn't mean it's not designed for people, that are for just 2 people that are living together or 1 person. They're designed for families in the following ways. Very large units. So if you do have a family and you're coming into West Palm Beach because there's a career opportunity here, you're in New York, and you have a couple of kids, and you decide to take the plunge and go to Florida, we have a 3 or 4 bedroom residence here that will live like a single family home. When I say that, I mean we've got very large terraces. I don't call them balconies because balconies, in my mind, represents like something smaller. These are terraces, 200 to 400 square feet terraces with the lake view. I call them alfresco terraces because you can do outdoor dining. They're set up for that, and they kind of represent. In many of the units, they're flow-through units, so they have a terrace like this on the front, the west side, which would be with this view, and on the east side also. So I call that your front yard and your backyard. And what I'm trying to just give you a flavor of what the design intent was with these larger units. So we are trying to capture, it's a very kid-friendly building. The whole 7th floor of amenities is family-style amenities. It's a resort-style pool. There's a teen room and a kids room. There's also a beautiful fitness center, a beautiful spa. The spa's got, it's a his and hers spa. And we were designing this. There was a lot of discussion about, our consultants were telling us, you want to have a sauna, wet sauna, dry sauna, cold plunge, warm plunge. They're, in the world today, they're co-ed. You don't have to separate the men's and the women's. And so we thought about that and decided we want to separate the men's and the women's and have his and hers. So we're not quite that modern yet. So we're going to have, you'll have the his and her spa with, as I said, saunas, wet and dry, cold plunge, and treatment rooms. If you want to have someone come in and do a massage or or a haircut or whatever else, you just reserve a treatment room and on the 7th floor of the spa. So this is what we call the family floor for the amenities. And then on the rooftop is an adult. I don't like to call it adult only because if you have a child you want to bring up there, you can. But our strategy with it is to not put anything up there that a child would even be remotely interested in. So basically, the rooftop has got a beautiful pool, some outdoor seating areas so you can take in the views. It's got a lounge, a sizable lounge that would be kind of a country club type feel where it can be formal and informal. And it's got a private dining room for people if they wanted to have a 15 or even 20 person dinner. There's a chef's kitchen there that you can use on your own or hire a chef to come in. And that's all that's up on the top floor. It's a place for adults to go, relax, and it's kind of an ego space because you're going to be on the, whether your unit is on the 2nd floor or the 23rd floor, anyone can go to the rooftop. All the owners, it's for all of the owners. And so that's an opportunity to really take in the surroundings and the view and all that. So the design intent for families is, hey, yes, we want to get people coming in here for career opportunities, but we also want to have a place where you, who may be of grandparent age, you want your kids to bring your grandchildren to come see you. And in the world today, when I grew up, your grandmother could lived in a 2-bedroom Cape Cod house at the, wherever, and if it was a holiday, you went there. If there was 15 cousins there, you figured out how to make it work for all 15 cousins. Well, it's a little different today. So we want, I'm saying, listen, if you want your kids to bring your grandkids to come see you, you got to have, some accommodations. And so that's one of our real targets is people that want a gathering place for their family, even if they're only here seasonally. They come in and they say there's their kids, they want them to come down here and have a good time and be able to make them comfortable. That is one of our prime targets. It's not just young kids coming to get a job with Goldman Sachs in the downtown. It's the idea was to create a family gathering, yet very sophisticated building. So the last thing I'll touch on, and I already started to touch on the pools and the 7th floor resort style place, which everything you have to have today. Like there's no, you can't build a gas station today without amenities. You got to have just big TVs and pool and a lot of different things, and that's the world we're living in. So that's what we're doing. And I talked a little bit about some of the amenities, but the other thing that I want to point out is that the first floor of the building has got a lot of very important amenities. Number one, it's the arrival. So the arrival into the building, you want it to be elegant and you want it to be convenient and everyone to feel comfortable and safe. So there will be 24-hour valet. The valet parking is optional. Every apartment's going to get 2 parking spaces assigned to it. If you want to use valet, use the valet. If you want to self-park, no problem. 24-hour valet, 24-hour desk that we manned with a desk. The desk will be, staffed. There'll be a concierge service in there. It will be, 9 to 5 people. Concierge desk. Their whole purpose is to help you with whatever you need, whether it's get someone a ride to the airport, or find someone to babysit, or recommend a restaurant, or whatever it is. There'll be a concierge service there. That's an important amenity. And some of you are familiar with the Bristol. Our development team, Al Adelson, built the Bristol. frankly, almost our whole team was involved with the Bristol, except for me. I came down here a year ago from Philadelphia to take this job. But the Bristol has been an epic success. Widely considered the greatest building, in Palm Beach County, and the prices are like just outrageous. They've doubled since they delivered the building in 2019. COVID helped that. But the reason I bring up the Bristol at all is because that's the brand that we're trying to replicate. It's a simple elegance, and it's a high level of service. Now at the Bristol, it's absolute white glove service. And we're gonna have that, but not at the level that they have. It's a different buyer, it's a different price point. But we will have the same attention to detail, the same culture of service, and hopefully we'll relegate the same feel of elegance. The only detail I can tell you about the staff of the building is that we will have 24 full-time employees, which is a significant amount of people, so you can be comfortable that you're gonna feel good about the services in the building, and they'll be top-notch. So those are the amenities. I'm just trying to point out that there's a beautiful lounge on the first floor also. The rooftop is great, it's the ego space, but there's a beautiful lounge on the first floor. There's a boardroom there. There's a couple of small meeting rooms. The lobby will be elegant. We've got images of it, and we'll have a place, to gather people and things of that nature. So that's really important. What's your arrival going to feel like? How are your guests going to feel when they get there? And I don't want to overlook the first one. By the way, one thing I did overlook is we're a very pet-friendly building also. So there's going to be a covered dog run, meaning it's outdoors, it's an open perimeter, but it's covered, so if you're raining, you can still take your dog out. We're also going to have a pet grooming room, which will have facilities to take a dog or a cat or whatever type of pet you have in, and for hygiene. Give them a bath, whatever works for that pet. We're going to be very pet friendly. Just another thing, so your kids are going to bring your grandkids to come see you. They want to bring their dog, no problem. I'd like to change now to the location. And what's the value of this location? The first thing about it is a downtown building. So you're going to be living in an urban environment. And if that's appealing to you, that's what you'll get here. What I mean by that is that will mean that we're walkable to the downtown, to the center of city places, 10, 15 minute walk at the most. All the restaurants and whatnot. That's great. You can walk to Kravis Center here, which is a first-class performing arts venue, in 5 minutes, literally right down the street. You can Palm Beach County Convention Center, literally right down the street. So you're in an urban environment. Vanderbilt is going a couple of blocks away. Cleveland Clinic will be right here. So this location is the next big thing in West Palm Beach. And it's going to, as I said, I mentioned that West Palm Beach, we think, is 2/3 of the way through a 30-year through a transformation that started in around 2000, so there's 10 years to go on it. This area is going to develop and become very prominent, very visible, and the property values are going to rise because of it. That's one thing about the location. The second thing is that the access here is unbeatable. You can get in and out of here to the I-95 exit, which is critical, as you know, in South Florida, in a matter of minutes. So that access is really irreplaceable. If you're either in West Palm Beach now or on Palm Beach Island, you know that the traffic issues are real and they're increasing. That will only increase the value of this building more because people, we've got people coming in here saying, well, I live over on Flagler, and if I want to go to Palm Beach Island, I have to walk. Because I can't get you can't get out onto Flagler, and the traffic is very bad. Now, some of that's due to construction, which will complete, and it will be alleviated a little bit, but the traffic is a big issue here, and so the access here, in and out, not only in and out to 95, but also in and out to the downtown of West Palm Beach, or Palm Beach Island, is really fantastic. And the other thing about this location, which I started to touch on earlier, is it's a peaceful place. It's not right in the heart of everything, but it is in the cultural district. So, Kravis Center, Vanderbilt University, Dreyfus School for the Arts, which is a fantastic and renowned performing arts school. Not only performing arts, but all types of art school. These things are here. And that's that type of thing. In every big city, there's a cultural district. And in West Palm Beach, that cultural district is right here. And that's where, that's going to grow. There'll be another museum or something else will come in here. And it will turn into, it'll just mature as a cultural district. And it will create an environment that is, where there's less commotion, and a more contemplative environment, if you will, and it will impact property values. It will have a positive impact on property values. So those are my comments. I really appreciate everyone being here. I'm happy to do a little, tutorial on the building itself, if you would like, any of you. And I also want to open up the floor for questions and answers, some of which I can answer, and some of which the agents can answer.